I'm coming to you from the floor today because I thought I'd do a little bit of a different video than normal. This is not going to be a podcast format, and I'm looking a little bit more dishevelled and a little bit less put together than normal as well. Today is a Saturday. It's Saturday the 23rd of March. It's just past 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 2 minutes past 8. And my other half has gone into work for the day. He's had to do some overtime to cover some sickness. So I thought, what a perfect opportunity, especially given that we've just come back from quite a long holiday where I did absolutely no knitting. I took nothing with me. What an opportunity to see how much I can knit in a day. He's still, I don't know if you can see this, he's still here. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to basically take you along with me. I've got until about 6:30 this afternoon. It is just me and the dogs, and I feel like I'm a bit behind on my knitting. I feel like I haven't had a chance to do much knitting because we've been away and then we've come straight back into work, so it's been a bit exhausting. And I have some test knit deadlines coming up, so I thought one of them particularly, perfect opportunity to see how much I can knit in a day. What's that, 8 till 6:30? What's that? Do the maths. 9, 10, 11, 10.5 hours. 10.5 hours. One thing that I will say, to make a full disclaimer, is I'm not going to knit for the entire day, and I don't think anybody should. I'm going to take breaks. I have the dogs to walk at some point. We've been walked this morning, but they need another walk. I'm going to take breaks. I'm going to get up. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to move around. I'm going to make sure I move my hands. I wouldn't advise anybody knit for that long because you're going to get pain, so don't do it. And let's show you what I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to use my Leo's cabled sweater to work on today. So this is where we're at. This has progressed a bit since I last showed it. We now have all the body. Oh, that light. Try this side. We now have all the body. I have done the collar and I have given it a steam block as well, ready to pick up for the sleeves. I have just started and picked up one of the sleeves, but the first thing I'm going to need to do is rip this out because I've done the count wrong. So I'm going to rip this out. And basically I'm going to see how much of this sleeve I can do today. I have 2 sleeves to do. The deadline for this was actually yesterday, but the designer has been really kind and given me an extension. So I have a week and a bit to finish this, and I think that's going to be more than enough. I'm going to start by ripping this out, taking it off the needles and going back and repicking up. But yeah, that's what we're going to do today. How much can I knit in 10.5 hours? How much can I knit in a day? I don't often get days like this on a weekend where we do nothing but sit and knit. Usually Christian is in, we'll go and do something. We have food shopping to do, we'll do some chores. I am still going to do some chores as well today. You okay there? This one will no doubt be featuring heavily today. Hello. We quite like a bit of a cuddle on days when Mum's at home on her own. The other one is asleep on the sofa at the moment. That's quite loud. Yeah. So yeah, we will. I've just ripped this out. I'm just taking it off the needles. Let's rip this out. I'd picked up the stitches. I'd done not even one row, part of one row, and I realised that my stitches didn't line up where they were supposed to, and the designer then explained that was because I'd misunderstood the instructions and I picked up wrong, and it was me, not the instructions. I picked this one because first off, it's at I thought this was at a really good point to be able to, I've got a knot in it, sorry. I thought this was at a really good point with it being just ready to do the sleeve for us to actually see really clearly what I've knit today. But also it's on 4.5mm needles, DK weight yarn, which is Drops Karisma in the shade Light Oak. And good. And it is cabled. I'll show you in a minute what my view is. It is cabled, but the cables that I'm doing down the arm are these ones, which are quite long, and there isn't massive amounts of cables to do. So yeah, I'm hoping, part of me wants to say, can I get this done? And not the whole thing done, but could I get a sleeve done in a day? I don't think that's going to be possible. You never know, maybe. There's 2 options for the sleeves in this pattern. There is a tapered sleeve and there is a straight wide sleeve. I'm doing the tapered sleeve, so it will be getting smaller as well as I go down the sleeve. Maybe. Place your bets. Can I or can I not get this done in a day? So I have coffee. I've had breakfast, the dogs have been walked, we've got a candle lit over there. So yeah, I'm going to get some Netflix on because I love to have something in the background. We're going to get some Netflix on or a podcast on or something like that. And we're going to go and pick up some stitches and see what we can get done. I'll see you in a little bit. Hello, so it is not 10 past 2 at all. It's 3 minutes past 2. I thought I'd just do a bit of a check-in and show you where I'm at. After my last little check-in, I did have a break. I had probably about an hour, had some lunch, had a drink, did some washing and things like that, and then came back and have been knitting some more. So we have just finished, I think, the 6th set of decreases. I'm just about to do another cable cross. Let me see if I can show you how long the sleeve is so far. So yeah, that's a good 5 inches, something like that. Obviously it looks longer at the top because of the short row cable cap, shoulder cap, cable cap. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. This is where we decrease in here, so that's why that looks like a strange wedge. And it does look weird because it's not blocked and it's all rib, so it just sort of sucks in on itself. Let me move this a bit. That shows you a bit better in comparison to the actual jumper, how much I've knit. So yeah, it's coming out quite nicely. I like this shoulder cap because it's pulling it down a bit. Obviously you've got this extra bit of fabric up here because of the short row, so it's pulling it down a bit. I'm not going to get this done today. There's no way. My hands are a bit sore. I'm finding myself doing this movement a lot. So there's no way it's going to get done today. If I can get to halfway through the decreases, which I think is probably, I think it's like 5, 6 more, maybe something like that for my size. And I'm on 6 already, so that would be double what I've done now, and that would be a fairly good achievement. It's, what did I say, 5 past 2, so I've got 4.5 hours. I'm going to have a bit of a break here, or I might do a couple more rounds to do that next cable cross there. So then I've done it, and I don't forget what row I'm on or anything. And then I'm going to have another break to stretch my legs, stretch my fingers a bit, do some tidying in the house, things like that. We have, everybody's keeping me company. This is the dog that doesn't make herself known as often on the podcast. This is our other dog, Chase. Oh, sorry, did I startle you? I just wanted to say hi, I'm sorry. And the other one, who does normally make himself more known, is hiding under here, which is a recliner. He's under there in a little cave. But as you'll have seen from some of the footage, they keep me company quite well. So we'll go and have a break. We'll spend some time with them. We'll do some chores, and then we'll come back and we'll try and get a bit more done. And I'll check in with you in a little bit. I thought I would do a final check-in for the day. It is 22 minutes past 5. Apologies for the light. It's been really in and out today. We've had sunshine, we've had thunderstorms, we've had hail, and we are losing the light now. There's some massive grey clouds behind the camera, and because it's 20 past 5, I think sunset is around 6:30 in the UK at the moment, so we're starting to lose the light, so apologies. And I look actually slightly more dishevelled than I did this morning, which is impressive. We got caught in the rain walking the dogs, so this is what we're working with. But I'm going to leave it here for the day, I think, for this. I might work on it a bit later, but this is, you know, I'm probably not going to do any more before I go and pick Christian up from work, so this is where I'm going to end it, because I've run out of yarn on this ball. I do have more. I just can't really be bothered to join another ball in. I've done a lot on this today. I've had enough of it for the day. It's hurting my hands a bit. So this is how much I've done. Obviously, I said this morning I needed to unpick and re-pick up the stitches, so I am completely working from this bit here, from this join. And I'm quite pleased with where we've got to. It doesn't look the best unless I stretch it out, because, let me show you if I can hold this up. Because the body's blocked and the sleeve isn't, you get this really strange little sausage. It's really weird. It does block out, it does stretch out, so it will block out. The body did as well. And I think it'll look really nice, but yeah, as it is currently, it looks like some sort of weird, I don't know what, I don't know what it looks like. And you can see, I took some footage of me trying it on after the last check-in before I went to walk the dogs. I've only done 2 rows since then, so it's not like it's grown much. But you could see, I don't know if you could see in there, I could tell that this bit was pulling in strangely because it's tight here and it's blocked here. So that will be a lot better fitting once it's been blocked. But yeah, this is where we're at. Let me give it a quick measure and we'll see how much I've actually knit today. I'm going to do it from underneath because we did the shoulder cap at the top, the short row shoulder cap. Okay, so that's actually 7.5 inches. That's actually a solid, you're not going to be able to see that, 7.5 inches that I've knit today. You can probably see in the footage, like I said, when I'm trying it on, it was just above my elbow, that's the word, when I tried it on. So, and I'm about too shy of being halfway through my decreases for my arm. Excuse me. So I think, yeah, I do think if I'm about I'm too shy of halfway. Halfway is going to take me probably to about exactly at the crook of my arm. I'm probably going to need a little bit of extra length at the end after I finish that, but that's fine. There's instructions in the pattern for that. And I've said before, because I'm tall, I've got long arms, I usually need to do that. If I get some time to knit on this tomorrow, I might actually be able to finish this. Well, finish this sleeve, and then I've got the other one to do. But it's coming along quite quickly. I'm really pleased with how this looks. When I try it on, I usually most often I wear black jeans, and I think this with black jeans or dark denim full stop would look really, really good. So I'm pleased with how it's coming along. But yeah, that's how much I've been able to knit in a day. I've really enjoyed doing this, so I hope that you have. If you've watched any of my other content, any of my podcasts or anything, you will know that I am very much not a monogamous knitter. What I would normally have done on a day like this is flitted about over multiple different projects and probably wouldn't really have much to show for myself on any of them because I've done a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit in between. Whereas being able to sit and say, okay, I've actually done this, I've knit all of this today, and like I say, it's 7.5 inches. Quite pleased with that. So I thought I might do more things like this in future. How much can I knit in, I don't know, a day, a week or whatever. And I thought I might also do some videos specifically focusing on finishing a particular project. You'll know, again, if you've watched my first ever video that I put up on YouTube back in January, was a whip roundup of everything that I've got on the needles at the moment. Of everything that I've had on my needles coming into the new year, and I wanted to clear some of those off, and some of them don't have much left on them. There's a shawl, for example, that just needs an applied I-cord around the edge and things like that. So I thought it might be interesting to maybe do some videos of that. Maybe a few of them together if they don't need much doing to them. Or, oh God, my hair. I desperately need to cut my fringe. If I actually put this, that's ridiculous. I desperately need to trim my fringe. Yeah, maybe a few of them together if they've only got a little bit left to do, or maybe if it's a bit longer, maybe do a vlog like this, I suppose, of multiple days of this is how much progress I've made, this is where we're at, this is the positives I'm finding and the negatives and things like that. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. I think I might do it regardless. I hope people find it interesting, but I think I might do it regardless because it holds me accountable. And, sorry, I've got something on my... That's either a dog hair or a bit of wool, sheep fibre. Yeah, it's a bit of accountability. It stops me flitting about all over the place with a pinball brain. I really love how these cables look. If I spread that out a bit there, look. Yeah, I love how this looks. And I love that she's kept it, the designer's kept it quite simple with just the one cable down the sleeve and the rest is all this big wide rib. With then this little detail up the inside. This, which carries on up from the body straight up into your sleeve, almost like it's a seam. It's acting as a seam, but it's not a seam. It's a decorative seam. And that goes all the way down to your split hem at the bottom. I think that looks really lovely. So, yeah, that is apparently the answer to how much can I knit in a day. 7.5 inches on DK weight yarn on 4.5mm needles. And yeah, it's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have about an hour before I need to pick Christian up. I've got some tidying to do around the house. And I'm going to go and call at the shop before I go get him. I want to get him just a drink and a bar of chocolate or something. I think he's had I know he's had a bit of a stressful day. So just something little would be nice, I think, probably appreciated. And yeah, that's going to be me for the day. Well, I'll probably get some more knitting done on this tomorrow. And then I'm planning on filming a podcast next week. It's going to be quite a big one. I didn't get a chance to film before we went away. I said I was gonna, and I didn't get a chance to because life, work, everything just got in the way. I hadn't packed for the holiday. I wasn't ready for the holiday. And then work in the run up to going away, work is always busy, particularly, you know, for me, I work in recruitment. So my work is picked up by somebody else, but it's all stuff that I know inside and out. That it's trying to pass that information on to somebody else so that they can pick up your work and it makes sense. And also trying to make it so that it's easy for them to do that. And I find that quite stressful. So the week before we went away, I had lots to do and no time to film. So that means that I've already got one finished object to talk about. I'm hoping to have 2 more, one of which should be this, because by next weekend, really, I'd like to have this done and handed in. And quite a lot of acquisitions, because we did end up going to the yarn shops in Prague. So if that sounds interesting, there's also quite a big update, a bit of a life update, and some plans moving forward, some content coming moving forward that I hope will be interesting. So if that sounds interesting, keep an eye out. That will be probably Friday, Saturday next week. I will also have a giveaway as well. So if that sounds interesting, tune in, see what you think. Drop this a like, drop it a subscribe. Let me know if you like this kind of format, a little bit more casual. And like I say, more what can I knit in a day rather than the podcast format, show and tell, here's what I've done kind of thing. I really enjoyed it. I hope you have too. I hope you've had a good weekend. And I hope you're going to continue to have a good evening. So I will leave you there. Thanks, guys. Bye.